Welcome to Burning Bright, a weekly podcast presenting poetry and prose from Passager. Dennis H. Lee won Passager's 2020 Henry Morgenthau First Book Poetry Prize for a writer over 70 for his book Tidal Wave. Dennis grew up in Brooklyn in the 1950s. He said, "It was like living in Camelot. I could bike to my grandmother's house on Coney Island to go on the rides or to fish on the rocks in the Atlantic Ocean. I could go to Dodger games or Yankee games. I could subway to the United Nations and back home. This was all before I was 13 years old. When I was older, I could take my date for a ride on the Staten Island ferry. And working in the Catskills was really dancing at great hotels to the music of terrific bands, water skiing, fishing, and keeping the guests' teenage children happy." Here are 3 poems from Dennis Lee's book, Tidal Wave. Before you write from the heart. We will need you to take a stress test. What? We will inject a dye that will provide us visual markers that show when you begin writing from the heart and when you stop. I don't believe that is possible. Our tests have always been an accurate measure. We will discuss our findings with you at a conference 2 weeks after your test. This provides our doctors, staff writers, and editors time to analyze your results. What if you find that I do not always write from the heart? That would be consistent with our findings and will have no effect on the content of any subsequent rejection slips we send you. Thank you for your time, and remember to fast before the test. That was Before You Write from the Heart by Dennis Lee. Next, I wish now I could have buried you. I buried my yellow parakeet in a grave I dug with my small red shovel. I placed her soft body into a clean hole dug with care, each pebble removed by tiny fingers. I covered her by hand, head last, mounded, and patted the grave. I placed a special stone to mark her history in my memory. They buried you with pomp and religion. I only watched and mourned, stood still, steeped in silent rules. I wish now I could have buried you by Dennis Lee. One more. Takeout order. A side of salmon, please. Yes, a side of salmon, please. With broccoli, please, not the peas. Yes, broccoli, please. Right. Salmon, but no peas, please. And a steak with peas. Yes, peas. And another, please, a steak with peas. Yes, two steaks with peas. Right. The salmon with no peas, please. That's it. Our name is Lee's. Yes, Lee's. 20 minutes is fine. Yes, Lee's. No, this is not a joke. I'll be right there. And remember, cook the steaks with care. Both medium, but with care. The salmon, too, with care. Okay, thanks. I'll be right there. No, not a joke. I'll be right there. Right. 2 steaks and salmon cooked with care. 20 minutes. Yes, I'll be right there. Thank you. Goodbye. I'll be right there. Takeout Order by Dennis Lee. Dennis writes about his childhood, but even when he's writing about other subjects, well, here's what Morgenthau competition judge David Keplinger said. Tidal Wave, he said, is a serious achievement of growing up and growing older, as if these 2 worlds existed simultaneously on parallel planes. Much of childhood still abides in this poet, the recollection of the shape and meaning of a button, or in offices where doctors ride small horses into the waiting rooms of life. You can see Dennis Lee reading some of his poems, as well as a slideshow about his life, at PassagerBooks.com. Click on Events for the reading and Books for the slideshow. To buy Dennis Lee's book, Tidal Wave, or learn more about Passager and its commitment to writers over 50, go to PassagerBooks.com. You can also download Burning Bright from Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, and various other podcast apps. For Kendra, Mary, Christine, and the rest of the staff at Passager, I'm John Shore.